Okay, so this video is going to be a private selection of Maker's Mark, coming in at 111.8 proof. It lists the stave profile as 13042. And I was I've seen before where it gives what each one of those stave numbers is supposed to be. And went to looking before I went to make this, and I cannot find it. So I'm going to do some more research on that. But this is one of 5 Maker's Mark samples that my good friend Matt from That Bourbon Dude group sent me. But I wanted to do this one by itself because out of those 5, the first 2 are very similar. And number 4 and 5 are fairly similar. So I will probably do those side by side. This one being a private selection might be different. So Maker's Mark, when it comes to their standard release, it's okay. It's good. It's not exciting to me. If I went somewhere and that's all they had, I'd be okay. But it's not one that I really gravitate to. It's a wheated bourbon, meaning that the flavor grain, the second highest grain content in the mash bill is wheat. So to me, wheaters tend to have a softer, there's a little less punchy. You don't get that rye spice. You don't get that spicy note that comes from rye. So that's my take on that's how I perceive wheated bourbon. So their basic isn't my go-to, but I've recently had the chance to try a few samples of their cask strength, and I've actually, to the 4th and 5th one, I've actually had a sample of, but it was before I was doing this channel. So I'm thankful that I get the chance to do those here on y'all, so y'all can watch me drink them. But anyway, this is a private selection. Wow, that's nice. I'm trying to think, what is it I'm smelling? It's very kind of fruity. I can't nail down. Just kind of a light fruit. Almost like when you open a can of peaches or pears. It's almost that. I get an oaky, caramel, vanilla. God, there's something else in there. It's almost cherry. There's another note in there with it, and I can't quite place it. But I think the fruitiness is, I almost relate it to cherry. It's, which is odd because I get that on several Buffalo Trace products. That's very nice. There's almost like a cola. It's almost, I don't quite want to say cherry cola, because it's like I get them separate from each other, which is really odd. That is nice. And wow, look at the legs on that. Man. It does have a viscous mouthfeel. The finish kind of lingers. It's not too bitter. Wow, that's nice. I keep repeating that, and I hate repeating myself, but I still do it. I think this is the first Maker's Mark sample that I've really sat and analyzed. Like the other samples that I've gotten, you know, I'll sit in my chair and I'll give a little sniff and taste it and drink it, but I'm sitting there watching TV. I don't like just stopping and thinking about it. And this is the first Maker's Mark that I've tasted that I'm like, wow. I know there's some, I know these, the private selection tend to be a little higher price. And now they're coming out with cast strengths that are really competing with them at a lower price. So it'll be interesting to see how those the two cast strength stand up to this. Man. There's a note there that I want to say cola, but it's not. I don't know what I'm getting. And the closest thing I can say is like a cola note. We're going to go ahead and do some more thinking on this one. I don't want this video to drag out too long with y'all sitting here and watching me be confused. But damn, that's good. Yeah, I think I'm convinced the fruit note that I'm getting is cherry. That's what I'm relating it to. But there's a kind of a spice in there that isn't quite rye. It's not like what you get from rye, but it's something in there. And it makes this just work because the closest thing I can think is a cherry cola, but not. And I realize that makes no sense, but you know, that's a bad thing is like the flavors you get out of bourbon. And that's the reason like two different people will get two different notes is because the flavors that we're pulling out aren't really in there. It's just there's something in there that our brain has experienced before. And we find the closest thing that relates to it. And we go, oh, I get cherry. Or some products, a lot of brown forming, you get banana. Banana bread. But you know, if somebody, God forbid, has never had banana bread, they're not going to get that. They're going to find something else. So that's what makes whiskey so neat, is because everybody finds different things. Some people will have similar palates and they'll get a lot of the same things, but not everybody does. That's why not everybody likes every whiskey. And that's why this is such a great hobby, because we can sit and have a discussion about it and talk about what we like and what we don't. If we all like the same thing, this would be very boring. We'd just be sitting around getting drunk. Everybody drinking the same thing. And that's my take on it. Yeah. This private selection, that's an awesome pour. Definitely on the upper end of the gooder scale. So, yeah, I'm going to have to do some thinking about what's left in here. Might add a drop of water, see what happens. So, anyway, y'all enjoy.